All right, I think we're live and ready to go. I wanted to go live earlier, but I didn't have my screen recording stuff going, and I was like, why is it not starting? It's such an obvious thing, but sometimes it's easy to forget the obvious. So let's go over the watch list quickly. And good idea with possibly starting the streams earlier and then just kind of starting at 9:15 for the actual review and stuff like that. It's not a bad idea, but sometimes, I don't know, I'm not at the computer or I'm doing some other things, but yeah, it's definitely something worth considering. I'll definitely think about it. Because then you guys will be able to see the gap scanner. Although you guys, if you're using TOS, should have the gap scanner already, but it's always kind of nice to compare, what you guys are looking at compared to what I'm looking at, regardless. So JRJC, our lead gapper on the day, 1.47 million float, 170% gapping up pre-market. When I first looked at it around 7, now it's at 300+% gapping up pre-market. China Capital Markets Company, they got a partnership agreement with Dow Jones, and they're trying to serve more market data to China. So this seems like a huge deal. You guys can go through the news obviously on your own time, but it does seem pretty hot. Going to the long-term chart, I was like, okay, well, this has been, kind of a ridiculously big move already. Now it's already over $31. I was really looking at it in the teens area, originally over here, and I was like, this kind of already feels a bit overextended, 200%, and it just absolutely explodes. So I was not really looking at this one too much in terms of looking to trade it pre-market. I wasn't really doing much pre-market. I did do 2 trades. One was on accident. I'll talk about this one in a quick second. We'll go back to IMMP. I did a little bit trade on this one. This was actually a total accident trade. I was playing with the order book and I had auto send on. Let me actually go ahead and uncheck that so I don't make any mistakes. Always really easy to make a mistake when auto sends on. I clicked auto send on the way up when I was looking at the order book, and I quickly closed it again. So this was a total loss, or should have never happened. So we could basically disregard this one. But yeah, IMMP, 36 million float, Australian biotech with a US patent on T cells, so cancer cells, antibodies. So kind of interesting catalyst on this one as well. And then we have CANF, another ticker, probably worth looking at, 7 million float, Israel biotech, completes phase 2 of COVID-19 study, FDA guidance approval. So this one could also be really, really good. I did a little bit of a trade on this one pre-market, bought some support down here, but I was like, okay, I bought it to 25. If we keep pulling back in this area, I'm going to cut my losses. And then we are hitting 20, and then there's a lot of sellers on 20, and I closed it around 2% loss on this one, which is kind of unfortunate because then it runs up 22%. So sometimes, cutting your losses is always one of those things. Over the long run, it will pay off because you don't have big losses. Well, ideally you avoid it. But yeah, sometimes, you cut it right before the big move, and, that's always a little bit of a tough thing. CANF, honestly, like long-term wise, I would really like to see this one make some moves. I think if we could really bust over 2.7, 2.5 again, I think this could be a really, really fun one to watch today, but it really all comes down to that. So I'm going to keep a close eye on it. But really, out of the gates, JRJC, guys, this is really the hot ticker to be watching today. Huge move so far. 31 is huge support, this kind of $30 zone. It seems like the $5 ranges are very important on it. So JRJC at like 25, 30, 35, 40. These are all going to be very interesting zones to watch, and I'm going to be keeping a close eye on all of them. Right now we're having a quick little pullback here. I would have liked to do a little bit more pre-market trading, but again, it's tough. Like I really enjoy the fact that, the market opens at 9:30 and then by 10:30, I'm pretty much done. That way I could be really focused for an hour. With pre-market, it's one of those things from 7, at least with TOS, to, 9:30, it's like, you don't know when it's going to be hot, and then randomly it's hot, and then all of a sudden there's no volume, and then it's one of those things. Sometimes you can get some really nice moves, especially if you're swing trading and you want to hold a stock longer. That could be really good because then you can get these 200% moves in like 2 hours, which happens, I feel like, not as often out of the gates. with these tickers because they'll already be up quite a bit. So yeah, I mean, that might be a way to look at it a little bit more in the morning. Is that everything? CANF pulling back. I think there's such big support coming up on this one at one point, probably at like 215 or something, possible red to green move. So, okay, it's funny because Ross is trading in Satoshi. That's funny. Trading without you guys seems lonely in the afternoon. Oh man. I guess that just makes this all the better. PHUN looking good as well. I see it popping up on here. Let's see if it's crawling. Yeah, not too bad. I like that it's still lower priced. Had quite the run. Wonder if it's going to hold this VWAP zone. Let's see, Cisco, PHUN where? Especially with PHUN, let's see, what was their float again? PHUN, 21 million float. US software app company. I look at the float at finviz.com. All right, guys, let's get started here. It's what time is it? Oh, I'll talk about it in a second. First of all, guys, just good morning. Welcome back to the stream. This is where we first review the watch list, and then we trade the market open every day. Hope everyone's ready to go, feeling good, got your drink, feeling rested, alert, aware of what the overall market's doing, which is the SPY is up right now 1.16%. Pretty impressive, actually. Today is Wednesday. It's the 15th of July, and it's what time is it? 23 a.m. Actually, it's 24 a.m. now. We got another 6 minutes before the market opens at 9:30. We'll wrap up trading somewhere around 11. Little reminder for everyone, this is just entertainment, education purposes. My trades are quick and are not meant to be followed. Always know yourself why you're entering and exiting a stock. Know your targets, especially your stops. This community is a place for us to grow and learn from each other. Please do not spam or you will be put in timeout or kicked. Check out the video description below for some FAQs, and let's dive into the watch list, which I guess we already reviewed. So let's just kind of keep our ears open, keep our eyes open, just kind of see what's going on here. Make sure you got your orders ready to go. So I got two screens. Obviously, I have the main screen here that I always switch to whenever I enter a trade, if it's not already on the main screen. I got another screen that looks pretty similar to this one over on my second monitor right here. And then I'm just waiting for some setups. So if I enter obviously setup on my second screen, I will move it over here so you guys will be able to see it. I have no open trades right now. You guys see them all live as they happen. I know I get a lot of questions about that. $4.30. We got MOGO popping up on the scanner pretty hard right now as well. Improved quarterly 2 results. MOGO. Yeah, it's absolutely exploding right now. This one really just popped up pretty late. 100% already. Whew! Quick rip to 200. It's Canadian software app company, 20 million float. So far, this one looks like it's going to be the second lead gapper. Another 2 minutes and 50 seconds here. We got 2.5 key support and resistance. It's 222 zone, 220 is definitely a key area to look at. And 2, like usually always, 180-day resistance in that area. $3 is pretty key zone. And typically 1.5 is as well. So we're busting through 2, bust through 2.2, had a quick retest here. Now we're busting through 2.5. This thing is pretty aggressive. So right now it's right here in this 2.5. Looks like we might be able to see 3. And then again here we have a high of 405. That could be, this could be an all-time high one. MOGO. Let's watch it closely. Wow, it just had a blow off top to 3. Aggressive. CANF is really losing interest here, so I might switch out my second screen on that one. Maybe I'll do a quick little pullback here. I'll keep an eye on it. Let's go back to JRJC. See how this one's going to open up. We got another minute and a half here, guys. That was a really aggressive move on MOGO. Another minute. I'm going to be kind of careful with JRJC out of the gates, up 300%. Might be a little extended. Could be a nice dip buy. So if we break above the 30, it could also be an entry point. I mean, it does look pretty strong. So let's see what happens. Remember, the $5 zones are important on it. Another 20 seconds here. Good luck, everyone. I'm going to be looking at JRJC and MOGO out of the gates. Markets 1.1% SPY. Off to the races here. Quick pullback, breaking 30. Try to break 30. I don't really see it going quickly to VWAP right away. I feel like that would be a very big dip. 9% move. MOGO, quick sell-off here. MOGO trying to break 2.7. Watching it closely. Could break 3 here. Whew, ferocious move. No trades yet for me. MOGO breaking 314. It's up 239%. With a 20 million float, this is a big move. Next point is 3.5 bigger zone. Let's see if we can crack the high though. Looks like it might get halted any second. Yup, MOGO is halted. JRJC red to green. Needs to break the 30, broke the 30. $345, that's the high. Big buyers on this one. Here we go. Looking for that break of 310. Not in on this one yet. Was worried about a flush, so I didn't want to enter it. Corey, did you get in on it? MOGO was a beautiful move. I had my limit order at 205 and it went to 225, so I missed it by 20 cents. It's a little bit kind of sad on that. JRJC might be getting halted here as well. Quite overextended. That's why I didn't want to enter on this breakout. I would have probably bought the dip here if it went a little bit lower into the 25s. I probably would have bought this. So yeah, I don't know. No trades. 4 minutes into the market open for me. 50 shares. Well, at least it's still kind of be fun to be part of it. Congrats, man. So MOGO is going to open up here at 37. So basically 3 minutes. There's actually finally has halted news about it. That's nice. Good to see that halted on the circuit breaker. EQ. Oh, EQ's back at it. Definitely big support on EQ at 12. Can't believe it ran all the way to 27. This was definitely a big short squeeze. Probably keep an eye on this one. Didn't have that much sell volume yesterday. That's actually somewhat of a bullish sign. Maybe it's going to hold this area for a little bit. Maybe it's going to kind of go back down to 10. Black edition, everything. I don't know. It's tough to say with MOGO. Honestly, felt like it had a pretty big run. I was a bit nervous that I was going to have this big dip. I wanted to get in at 2, but now that I look at it, clearly, the 9-minute EMA and VWAP were bigger support here at 220. Yeah, hindsight, everything's 2020, so missed that one. Getting halted at 314, so $3 is big support now. That was the pre-market high. Multi-month support and resistance zone. So I mean, out of the halt, it might pull back. getting in on the pullback could be an interesting move, or it just is gonna, you know, open up and keep running to the upside. It's tough to say. 3.5 big resistance there, and then, you know, all-time highs at 4. So these are kind of big. These are big numbers on MOGO today already for quarterly 2 positive results. Seems pretty strong somehow. Halts are typically 5 minutes. All right, guys, we've got another 20 seconds before this halt opens up here on MOGO. I'm going to be mainly watching it on my second account or second screen, so just want to give a little heads up about that. Quick pullback here. Let's see if we can get one more dip on it. Got 500 shares here on the dip of VWAP. Looking to close this position. It's a little choppy. $2. Breaking back above VWAP here. Ay, that was quite a hectic little trade. We were up $90 and we were down $100 in literally a 5-second span. I went ahead and closed this position. Didn't want to get stuck in a second halt, breaking 225. It's actually, it is what it is. I don't really regret that trade. Just a little bit shakier than I was expecting. Let's quickly go back to, where is it? Where's our second one? JRJC, opening up here, JRJC. This one is opening up as well, finding big support. Never mind, pulling back. Yeah, MOGO is still pulling back, so I mean, it was good that I got out. My entry was probably a little bit too aggressive. Whew, that was a bit of a roller coaster. Took a risky trade, but I used small size, so that kind of saved me a little bit. You just got to be quick on those. Pulling back down here to 205. $217. Here we go, MOGO pulling up. Same with JRJC. Whew, quick flush though. Gotta watch out with these. My mind's a little split right now between the two. We have some pretty light volume across the board though. I think MOGO has most of the volume, but since it's out of my typical price range here, I don't see it for my scanner. JRJC could be breaking the 28 zone. No, pulling back again. Clearly on the backside. I wouldn't be surprised though at one point to try to at least test $30 again. Something that you kind of see here quite a bit. MOGO looks like it could start cracking back to the upside, but I don't really feel like joining it just yet. That was a 33% dip in like 4 minutes. That was pretty savage. MOGO possibly breaking $2 here. Buyers at 85. Probably looked, watching it closely here, could still flush any moment. Got another entry here on MOGO. Still have really small size on it. Increase my share size here at 86. Looking for a bit of a bounce. Taking some profit off the table here on this little move. It's a very small bounce on my end. Probably sold a little bit too soon, but back in the green on MOGO after a bit of a shaky first trade. So it is what it is. I'd probably look to buy again on another dip. The way MOGO moves is just absolutely insane. I'm not totally convinced that this dip is over. Markets are doing pretty good today overall. We got a few other stocks that are probably worth considering here. We got GENE doing a really nice potential flag pattern here. Could see some support off of 3. PHUN, like Satoshi called out earlier, kind of pulled back. Had a decent red to green move though, but at the moment not really too interesting. IMMP. Big resistance on GENE at 3.5. Here we go, MOGO, and this is the pullback I was a bit worried about while I was holding my position. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of GENE. I think honestly, I'm gonna just keep it close on JRJC for now, and MOGO. MOGO could see some support in this area and possibly crack back to the upside here. Possible entry at 89. Here we go. There's the break of 2. It's looking pretty good. Congrats to anyone that jumped on MOGO below 2. Nice little trade there. MOGO trying to retest some former zones. We got JRJC pulling off again. Nice, Ryan. Sweet move. That was pretty perfect. I feel like I've been flushed on these kind of setups so much these last few days that I'm not going to enter this one. If anything, I should have bought like Ryan did leading up to that breakout. Let's see what happens. I mean, it could still be in support play here. MOGO has huge 180-day moving average support right below 2 at like 190 as well. Charge commissions for the buy? What do you mean? Steven attacking the big large caps. Nice. Man, it's been raining outside all day today. Just like constant. Gotcha. 5 for the buy. What platform was that? Let me move my account info so it's not too distracting. JRJC possibly trying to push it back above VWAP here. Love the sound effects. Mojio trying to push again here at 203. Possible 9-minute EMA bounce on JRJC. Sound effects as like the rain or what exactly? JRJC pulling here 2.6. Light volume overall. 25. I'd probably give this one a little bit longer, but overall the setup does look promising. Light sell volume, people are not interested to sell right now. This could break above 27 any moment. Does seem like there's a bit more resistance than meets the eye though. Here we go, 27. Boom, that was the big breakout. Congrats to anyone got it. I was kind of just sitting here. Satoshi, sorry to hear. Brainwashed. You definitely will make it back. 3K, yeah, it's tough, man. It's to me too. It's been a shaky week for me, just absolutely all over the place. Yeah, Stephen, possibly. It's up quite a bit though, so I think there's just going to be generally a huge amount of profit taking on this one. That would have been a sweet trade. I missed so many trades on JRJC, so many trades. I have not traded this once today, and I feel like, I don't know, I was pretty lasered in on it for multiple times today. JRJC, yeah, this is what I was worried about. I didn't have the confidence in JRJC, and boom, here it is. There was the flush. Knowing me, I would have got stuck in that flush if I FOMO'd into this breakout. So it was a good thing I waited. MBRX, I'm not really sure. I haven't really been looking at it. MBRX. Kind of popping up here. Former runner, 1.2, definitely some support to 1.3 roughly. Support and resistance are 1.25. Had some nice flag patterns. It's hard to say. Not sure why it's up today. Gains code, vaccine progress. So vaccine progress, good catalyst. One of the top gappers today, so that's a good sign. It could be a really good play. I mean, good call out for sure. 1.2 is really the area to crack, so keep an eye out for that. I have an alert on it for now, and I got it highlighted. PLAY popping up on our scanner. Not sure why. Let's see. Big dollar volume and over 18% on the day right now. It's a bit of a slow mover overall, though, making me not too excited about it. Yeah, great news on MBRX, huh? Fun for toys. Nice one. Not me, but good move, Corey. It's had many spikes in the past. They hold their highs okay, but they seem to only be one-day spikers. So, but right now we are above the 180-day moving average. We have this big resistance here at 3.5. Maybe we could get a run to about 4. This might have one more push in it. Scaled manufacturing. Nice move here, especially on this ABC and then the breakout there. Solid move, 12%. Could be a bit of a dip play here. Definitely likes to chop around quite a bit, so. MOGO at a key area at 173. Woo, nice secondary breakout. Watch out with MOGO. It's been really pulling back pretty heavy today. I would probably consider buying it, but near some support and on a dip. Yeah, that's the worst when you have those. It's just like CANF, man. That thing ran up 20%. But yeah, GENE, feel you, Corey. I mean Satoshi. Nice, Mark. Sweet trade on that one. I keep wanting to watch JRJC, but then I gotta constantly switch here. MOGO is definitely on the backside of a move, and it's down really quite a bit. So if anything, it's backside bounces at this from this point out, not really breakouts, but about 40% down from pre-market highs. JRJC definitely looks like it. You're right. You're definitely right with the flush part. They're gonna break out or just totally flush this point, Steven. It's just really just sitting at a key zone with low volume. It's nothing really sits in these areas for a very long time. The meanest flush was right here in the morning, 22% in like 3 candles. I don't really think we're going to see something like that again. But let's say we get maybe 10%. That would get us to this 22 zone. And then 16% or so, 18 would get us kind of into the 20s. I don't really see that, but I could definitely see it pull to 22. Some sort of dip. Jeffrey, do I have any videos explaining shorts? I have a video explaining short selling. It doesn't go into the cost too much, but yeah, I do have a short selling video in general, but it doesn't go into really the day trading aspects of it. Just kind of general short selling explanation what it is. WIMI again. Here we go, JRJC. And put some alerts on this one. Oh yeah, nice. WIMI. This is the one we were trading yesterday, right out of the gates. Was really cautious with this little breakout right here as we were breaking back above VWAP, and then we got the move higher. So I keep an eye out for this kind of 2150 zone. It's a bit of a weird day. We got kind of random tickers moving all across the board. Man, I would love that we have a clean one out of the gate that just makes really good moves. I hope I don't miss it when that happens, because I feel like I've been waiting for that for a while now. Ooh, yeah, I see that. I'd be careful with buying breakouts though on MOGO. It's pulling back. Breakouts under VWAP are not my friend. That was sour. Here we go. WIMI. I'm not sure why I'm not buying the breakouts on WIMI. So it was actually pretty perfect here at 20. Nice move higher, 4%. Could have locked it in. Yeah, I think the markets in general are just a little bit weary. We're really at a weird point in time at the moment, I think, with the overall markets. I mean, every time I look at the NASDAQ, I just feel like I'm not looking at reality. It's absolutely insane. There's a little pop on Mogo. I mean, it looks like it did break out, so good call on that. I wouldn't feel so confident myself. Sure Khan, I know the feeling. Bubble Mania, yeah, 100% mids. Is Mogo trying to break back above VWAP? I don't believe my eyes. I don't even believe it. I honestly don't think I could trade this until it's like over 225. Because this is ridiculous. I had a really low ball limit order here at 60 something, but I'm just going to remove that for now. JRJC is at 26 also. Okay, our 2 lead gappers are back in it. JRJC back in the game. It's 10-10. Wow, today is flying. I feel like by now I would have like 20 trades already. Quite the opposite. JRJC and MOGO are both pulling up right now, breaking VWAP. Their charts look very similar. So let's see what happens here. I got an eye on both of them. Ooh, Mark, sweet trade on that one. Ooh. MOGO blasting into outer space right now. MOGO only has $14 million being traded on the day on it, which seems kind of light, to be honest. Oh, yeah. Wow. Okay. It's totally back into play. Huge volume on this one. 400,000 in the last 1 minute candle. $225 has acted as key support before. There's a pretty decent amount of sell volume on that last candle. Wow, Eugene. Whew. Nice escape on that one. MOGO might break that 2.5. This is quite impressive here, I gotta say. That 20 million float. JRJC has that really ridiculous 147 float, 1.47. Okay, it looks like the consolidation might need to take a little bit longer, which totally makes sense. Earnings on Netflix? Not totally sure. I haven't really been looking into Netflix too much. There goes JRJC. No surprise there, to be honest. We got VWAP on MOGO at 218. Whew, JRJC selling off heavy. Watch out, this could be some sort of, there could be some news out on this one. That was a big sell-off, 11%. Sloppy Wednesday today, huh? MOGO perfectly at VWAP at the moment. Oh God, Satoshi, you won. Please don't. Eugene, yeah. Good answer, Brad. MOGO pulling back a bit. Bought a quick dip here on the 205. Looking for a possible bounce back to VWAP, ideally above it. Took some profits off the table. See if we can get one more move here. 14 could be breaking out. And we close this one totally. Looking for possibly another buy on this one. I didn't really trust this one too much, I gotta say. I tend to sell too early though on it. I also tend to buy too early too, so. There we go. There's the 15 push to 16. That's kind of what I was waiting for. Can we break the VWAP and EMA? I think this is a retest. That's what I was worried about. And I felt like we might have already reached this one. I don't know if MOGO is really back in the play with a 20% pullback right after we break VWAP. Kind of sketchy. This one has been really hard for me to trade. Here we go, 17, 18. Yep, again, you know, sold way too early. Nice, Will. Nice gains on EQ, sweet. MOGO does look like it might break the 220 here. I won't be trading it though. I just don't have that comfort level in it. Yeah, EQ is a beast. Wow, wow, wow. EQ is just, my God, look at those freaking flushes though. You're like, oh, I'm buying the breakout. Boom, I'm up, I'm up, I'm up. Boom, it's down 7%. And then you get stopped out. Oh, it's a nightmare. Here, big support at the 17 possibly though. This is still an inside candle. Actually, no, that's not true. MOGO pulling back. There's really not a lot of volume on the day for EQ so far. MOGO breaking 2 potentially here any moment. Yikes. It's 10:20. Talk about not wanting to overstay your welcome on this ticker. Yeah, 1AP Pro, I feel the same way. It seems very light today. I feel like we should have some stocks over $300,000 volume, which JRJC could be. I'm not sure it's on my scanner anymore just because the price is too high for my filter. Could be a good setup here on EQ at 17. Yes, never blindly follow anyone. Good reminder, Eugene. Holding through consolidation is always a bit of a stress. I'm not sure if it's gonna break here. Looks like 17 held. Oh yeah, that's a pretty nice bull flag reversal pattern here. 3%. I'd probably already be taking my profits on EQ. JRJC. Let me go back. JRJC. I knew I didn't want to stop looking at this one. Come on, TOS. All right, JRJC could be back in the game, kind of popping it right now. Want to think about position size? I'd probably do about $1,500 on this one, since it would be my first trade on it. JXY news out. Shield ordered. Oh yeah, that does sound like a decent catalyst. I'm watching JRJC right now. 1024, guys. This one's has had very, very aggressive runs in the past. At 31 right now, or at 30. We were talking about, there was a good chance, we were talking about this probably like 45 minutes ago, there's a good chance that JRJC is going to at least want to retest 30, and I think that's what's going on now. I'm not sure if it's going to break it though. Corey's all in on that one. Here we go. This could be the move. Taking a bit longer to cock up here. Where's the bid? It's hard to say. 27. Let's see if we can get a breakout entry on this one. Actually, I don't really like breakout entries. I just missed my entry here in the low 27s. I'm going to give it one more chance here to maybe pull back. Otherwise, I think I'm just going to say I'm going to have to unfortunately miss it. Here we go. Don't want to do a breakout entry. I corrected myself. Here we go. 28. I hope it breaks out for you guys. If it dips again, I would like to buy some, but if it breaks out for you guys, that'd be great. The spread on here is just so fast to try to enter. Remember, this one has that really low float we've been talking about. Holding its highs pretty well. I think it has a good chance of possibly breaking out. $27.70. Pulling up to 28 now. $28. Let's see if we can get. I feel like I'm tripping over myself right now. I think I'm going to have to let this one slide, which really sucks because I actually do want this entry. This looks pretty good. Strong pullback here. 28.33. Yeah. I would be shaking myself out and left and in and out so much right now. That's why I didn't. Wow, Vic. Whew, Jesus, 28. Good thing I did not buy that breakout. You just, like I said, JRJC was not the one for me. I've yet to trade it. I keep getting spooked on this one. It's a ferocious dip. We might actually see a breakout though. We've had dips like this before in continuation, so I don't know. What a wicked move. Here guys, MOGO kind of crawling back up. I think JRJC could be a great dip buy. I'm a little nervous that maybe some news is going to come out about it or something like that at one point. I don't know. I've been a little bit insecure with JRJC all day today and I've yet to trade it. MOGO is actually my best ticker for the day, but it doesn't have like any volume. So it's been a weird day for me overall. Letting a lot of moves kind of slide by and jumping up on dips more than anything here. This could be another sell-off. Sending you some mana, doing the rain dance now. Thanks, John, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, this could be a good entry for JRJC. I'll be right back, guys. Take a little rain dance myself. What's up? Yeah, Mogo is so weird. I honestly, I just told myself don't buy the breakouts on it. Look for the dips. It's worked out to some extent, but also made me miss one of the biggest breakouts. So it's hard to say. JRJC pulling back again here. This is not looking too hot for this ticker, I gotta say. I'm not really too excited to look to trade it anymore. MOGO really needs to break back above 225. Right now it looks like it's really, really stuck and some selling momentum really fading hard. Wow, guys, EQ, man. We were talking about this potential dip here at $17. It looks like, you know, that would have been the trade to do. Ran up from 17. Sweet stuff. I mean, pretty predictable. I don't know why I didn't do it. I think I was too focused on JRJC. Oh, well. Can't trade them all. Can I buy PHUN? Let me try. Yesterday's high was roughly at like 18.7 or so. Maybe we're already over yesterday's high. Let me quickly check it out. Yeah, like 9.10 actually. So it looks like we popped over that for a second. If we could break over 20, this thing might do a decent little run here, but I don't know. PHUN's definitely had some decent support down here. About 1.4. If I wanted to buy it, let's say with 100 shares. Yeah, it looks like it works on TOS. At least I could place my limit order on TOS. I'm gonna remove it. Ahmed, yeah, she is. Ah, man. You guys, sorry. It's always good to have a second broker ready to go. I got 3 brokers. Or wait, do I have 4? Wait. I used to have E-Trade as well. So I used to have 4, but I closed E-Trade. Was it E-Trade? Oh, I don't even remember. That was when I first started trading. You guys are all sweating over there. Good call on PHUN though. I mean, it's definitely approaching big support. 143 might crack here any moment. You want to watch out with a ticker like this. Probably some decent warrants getting exercised into it. Let's see what you guys are chatting about here on EQ. 17 again is going to be a nice little VWAP area. Could see a bounce off of that. Wouldn't be surprised. Looks like it's going to probably hold this zone fairly well. And this is the one we were talking about. Probably doesn't have any warrants available. Today it's hard to borrow. On the day it went up to $27. It was easy to borrow. So that was a big red flag that actually technically it should have been a green flag that it was going to have a huge run because there's probably so many shorts jumping on it that it constantly had to squeeze them out. 939. I'm done. I'm out for today. Is that a good thing? Sounds like it. Oh, too weird for... Yeah. It's a weird day for sure. I'm totally just kind of sitting back and watching right now. I don't really feel or see any reason or anything that I want to necessarily jump on. EQ possibly. EQ looks like it's on the backside of a move, so that could be kind of interesting. I'm going to put alerts on MOGO and kind of get this one off my screen. Anyone still trading GENE? Gotta say, it actually looks quite good. I should have put an alert on this one. And this is the big zone resistance area we were talking about earlier today. IMMP, guys, is kind of coming back from the grave. PHUN also pulling back. Might even break this 42 zone. I'd probably go long if it broke 140. EQ pulling off here at 18. This could be the dip. 9-minute EMA was resistance again. EQ was a runner from, I think, was it Monday or so? Yeah, Monday was the big run up on EQ, and we saw it on our scanners when it was like still in the 7 or 8. No, it was like $8 for so long in the morning. Hey, Fun for Toys only managed to make 3.2K. That's pretty legit. GoCo IPO today. No, I'm not watching it, but you know when it IPOs? EQ pulling back just a little bit of a pullback. JRJC, guys, look at that dip. Guys, there's got to be some catalyst about this one. This is looking shady. I'd be very careful of dip buying this one, guys. Wouldn't be surprised if it got halted and then a catalyst came out, some warrants or something. Jared, exactly. Sometimes the best move is no move. Who think it's going to have a nice reversal and go back to 24? Or do you guys think there's some news about this one? Sweating out strategy SOS. I think SOS already has a different term, but I think it's in a similar direction. I'm watching EQ though. I'm actually buying a little dip here on EQ at 33. Still pulling back here. Bouncing a bit. Looks like I might have entered too soon on this one. Looking for that break of 4. All right, I entered too soon on this one. I'm going to close this trade. Kind of got what I wanted, but at the same time, it was a scratch. I entered too soon. Would have liked to hold a bit longer. Here we go to 17.5, 17.6. That would have been my target, and I'd be closing basically now. I'm not a big fan of VWAP bounces. I don't usually trade them. I feel like VWAP loves to just crack, and I like to buy the cracks of VWAP. That's actually much more my favorite thing to do. Eugene, yeah. Yeah, Jim Cramer. That's a whole different audience. I remember watching Jim Cramer with my dad when I was like 16 or 17. Is that true? Was Jim Cramer around 10 years ago? I'm pretty sure. 1760, yeah, I mean, our targets were met perfectly on EQ. I probably should have stuck to my guns a little bit harder. I don't know, maybe even average down on that one. We'd probably be, yeah, we'd be up a little bit right now, 3%. It's such a scalpy move. A deep IRA pocket. Yeah, Jim Cramer is ancient. I think we sometimes forget, at least I forget how ancient he really is. Mad Money, yep. Yeah, same here. I used to trade with CNBC on a screen. I had like 3 screens. I like looking back, why did I have CNBC on a screen? Like you're not learning anything that's relevant to the actual trading in front of you. There's nothing wrong with CNBC, but actually trading, technicals, the market open, it doesn't. It's pure noise at that point. $17.30. So at this point, EQ is either going to break back above the 9-minute. It's going to have a nice little slap of a breakout. Or it's going to pull under VWAP, which I don't really see happening at the moment. Okay, here we go. EQ breaking out. Talk about selling too soon. Whoo! I left 50 cents to share it on the table. That is depressing. Yeah, good reminder, Jared. It's going, 1050 right now. The 5-minute on EQ looks kind of interesting, right? Because we had, this hammer candle, and now we got an instant green candle right afterwards. That's actually quite a bullish pattern. I'm not really sure if we're going to break, above 19, but for now, it looks pretty healthy, and this is what I like to see. Just be careful those flash pullbacks on EQ. They've been pretty wicked this whole time. It still does coke on every commercial. That's some good research right there. We'd be up 70 cents a share now. Oh, whoo! Should have held it. Should have held it. Let's think about where we could have went right. So we bought this one on the biggest volume candle on the way to the downside. It was a little bit sketchy. Instantly went through my limit order. Went to the lows of 20, which is not nearly at all my risk tolerance. Or past it at all. Buying volume fades. Well, I thought we would have a little pull here to the 60s, and then we would have a crash under VWAP. That's kind of what I was thinking could happen. That's why I didn't want to hold it. Yeah, sweet stuff. CANF. I keep wanting to say the wrong thing. Wow, what a wicked sell-off. So I bought CANF right around here at 225 pre-market. And then I sold it for a small loss as we broke 220. And I was like, ugh. Then it runs up all the way to here, but it doesn't hold its highs pre-market very well. And you guys know that I don't like stocks trending to the downside pre-market, so I usually stop looking at them. And this is why. This is why I stopped looking at it. Because they tend to keep, maintaining that trend. Long term, we've had huge resistance in this area. Several times we try to break out from 220, then 225, 250, and then even 270. But it seems like this is just big resistance zone. We do have big support here at like $2 and like 180, 190. But this is an indicator that there's huge, large institutions selling, probably some sort of dilution going on. I would not be just chilling in CANF. I would maybe consider buying a big dip on it, but other than that, I mean, this is a pretty serious downwards trend. But maybe somewhere in like 188 to like 190, I would probably consider buying a dip on this one. Yeah, it's already had quite the sell-off. I'm going to remove this order and remove this order. Dude, honestly, I might be done trading for the day. Like we were talking about yesterday, you know, this is a big crack of momentum here. We had a blow off top. I mean, check out Google blow off top if you don't know what that is. Big volume came up here. We had that hit the high, instantly sold off again. Found some support here, a lot of dip buyers probably. I'd be really careful, guys. Everyone's going to be looking at this long-term chart, any sort of day trader, momentum, swing trader, and they're going to see this as a big crack of momentum. You know, you also have, I think this move is more or less over. You also have, you know, even Elon Musk himself saying that this stock is overextended. So I don't know. I think it was a great play, but I would let it consolidate, you know, find some support, and then, you know, it might be an investment swing trade again. But at this moment, it just seems a little bit high, and it might keep going up though. I mean, there could be more and more short squeezes, and I think a lot of this run is just a lot of short squeezes or people getting to the market for the first time and getting really, really lucky. But I don't know. I feel like I've seen this pattern over and over again with, if it's, you know, space or you know, Beyond Meat or any sort of trendy company that has those, you know, big moves, and then it starts cracking at the top. Yeah, I wish I also bought a bunch of Tesla in March. Oh my God, it went from like 380 to basically $1,800. 4x growth. Yeah, that's pretty. That only happens during Corona. No, I'm just kidding. It always happens. Yeah, I'm watching EQ on my second chart. It could be a good entry, but I don't know. Kind of a slow mover, and I feel like we're just kind of hanging out at a little bit later in the day, and you know, there's a good chance that you can really get stuck at a time like this with news coming out or something like that. I probably won't be pushing my luck on EQ anymore. If it does break 17, I think it'll probably run fairly quickly to 16, you know, 50 or less pretty fast. So, or it's going to maintain the highs, and maybe it's going to break back above 20 and then have a little bit of a run to like 21 or 22. But I don't know. I feel like I'd be really sticking around unnecessarily. I'd probably rather wrap up in like 10-15 minutes and then, you know, take some time off, and then, you know, see maybe if we have some afternoon runners. Ah, Satoshi, you're back. So you're down 3.5K, now you're up 900. Hey, that's not too shabby. On SIM, no, don't tell me it's this ticker. That doesn't even make sense. There's no volume on SIM. Have faith in EQ. Yeah, it's not that I really don't have faith in EQ. I just feel like, for me personally, I'd be pushing it at this moment to like get in on a play like that. It could do it though. Ah, Sim, yeah, of course. Now that I look back, it's so obvious. When I see capital letters though, I'm instantly ticker. It's gotcha. Switching to the Sim. Thanks, Jared. Yeah, guys, if you're new here, definitely consider subscribing. We're going to come out with a recap video later today. Biggest lessons. Always like to recap those, look back on them. Uh-oh, lordy low, EQ dipping. Here we go. This is probably going to be the crack of VWAP. Is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? VWAP already held once before, so this is going to be its second retest, and I don't know. It's I never like second retests. Or it's going to really, really hold, prove itself, break back above 18. I just don't really see that happening right now. 838, 840. Big wheels keep on turning. Gotcha. I have such a hard time switching to simulator trading. EQ 17. Oh God, this is really last ditch effort buying right here. Let's see if it holds. Eugene's sweating SOS strategy right now, hard. About to turn it into the close the laptop and walk away strategy. I gotta say, it actually looks like it's trying to hold here. This is pretty impressive. Another VWAP support bounce. Maybe the first one wasn't genuine enough. Always sweating when I hit the stock market. Well, we're gonna have to come out with a day trading rap song at one point. using the best quotes in this chat room. Yeah, GENE surprisingly actually had some really good moves. I never really felt super confident with trading it, but you know, as we pop back right here above the 3.5, I should have been going long on this one several times. That was kind of the ticket here, starting at like 1026, and had a 20% rally. And after I missed that, I didn't really want to buy it after 4, although it had one good retest off 4. Yeah, it was the cleanest one for sure, Corey. This was generally just a clean stock. hope EQ works out for you, Eugene. I was looking at the 5-minute chart, and actually the 5-minute chart looks fairly healthy. So as long as 17 doesn't crack, I think this could be a nice little runner and would probably be worth looking at later today. Very interesting pick. All right, Shrikant. Yeah, it's nothing wrong with not trading. That happens to me every now and then. I think it happened to me like a handful of times this year already. That is my reason. Yeah, it could be TA. Boom, EQ back kind of in action here at 1755, kind of breaking that 9-minute EMA. Pretty impressive. At least the average down worked pretty well this time. It's going to be good fun kind of watching this one. MOGO. Hey, honestly, the fact that MOGO never really pulled back below 175 could be a pretty good sign for it. I'm going to move my alert here a little bit down. Maybe this one's going to start breaking back above 225. Good call on that, because I think I might watch it. GoCo. Oh yeah, GENE still breaks higher, now up almost 100%. Nothing's going through for me for GoCo. Absolutely a strong move here on GENE. I'm gonna have to watch this one closer in the future. CANF. There it is, having that little pop here. I was kind of hoping it would still pull back a little bit more, but hey, this was a pretty long consolidation phase right here. I was not looking at that. Let's see how high this bounces. This is the first time we've actually broken past this resistance line on CANF. So this could be an interesting little march up here, but even if it ran all the way back to 22, you're talking like 11% profit, and that would be a big if. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna. That would basically be back green on the day. I don't know. Yeah, nice call on CAM though. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here myself. No reason to stare at stocks that aren't moving. It's a really simple way to make mistakes. And after 11 o'clock, I always like to kind of wrap up anyway. Sometimes we go a little bit longer if there's something really hot going on, but today it's not happening. I would probably say though, there's probably going to be something popping at one point later today. There usually always is something, and might as well save the energy for that. EQ is holding the highs here at 17, so this one I think is totally back in play. Looks pretty good here. We'll see what we do. Nothing's really guaranteed, so I'm just going to keep a close eye, and I don't know if we'll swing anything or whatnot today. But so far EQ does look pretty hot. SPY drop. Oh yeah, Nasdaq's negative as well. Interesting. SOS hold. Nice, Eugene. Working pretty good. I think as long as you have a stop at 1 point so you can, avoid any major losses, I think, it's not a bad setup, kind of let it ride a little bit longer. That's something I need to work on a lot. All right, guys, don't forget to drop a like if you have not done so already and you enjoy the content. I really, really appreciate all the likes you guys always leave. And welcome any new subscribers. Happy to have you here. Tomorrow, we'll be back at it again starting at 9:15, maybe earlier. We'll see. Depends, what I'm doing. But usually we always start at 9:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, all right, guys, I'll see you in the recap video, and I'll see you guys first thing tomorrow morning as well. Till then, guys, stay safe. Make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.